much all of our markets for LROs do require an inspection on them, just because, generally speaking, they have a higher building limit associated with them. So what the inspection is looking for, they're basically trying to confirm all the underwriting information you provided me that I put into the carrier system to get a quote is accurate. And as long as that's been received and everything looks good, we're hoping it all checks out. And some other things to be looking for that would be for an LRO specifically, they're confirming the building square footage, because that's what the general liability is rated on, is your building square footage. Confirming the tenants that occupy the building. We want to confirm that we are, have the appropriate tenants, because carriers do have guidelines on there about what tenants they'll accept. And some other things to think about that they'll be confirming is the construction type, because that does factor into the rate, the age of the building, the updates. Again, the type of electrical, the type of plumbing, because there are prohibited types of electrical panels. Those will be your Zinsco, Pacific, or Federal Pacific, stab block. If there's any aluminum wiring, knob and tube wiring, those would all be prohibited with my markets. And then also the type of plumbing does dictate if there is galvanized plumbing. Any portion in the building that's galvanized plumbing, I would only be able to consider as basic ACV, as my markets are looking for plumbing to either be copper or PVC. Another important thing to talk about would be the types of stairways and railings. So are there handrails? I get this a lot on loss control. You might have like 2 or 3 steps, like a little riser almost. There's no handrail. Carriers, once you get over 3 steps, are looking for there to be a handrail. So I've seen it where, you just put one along the wall, and that's fine. No problem. You've met the requirement. That's super easy. The railing pickets are important because is it horizontal or vertical? If it's horizontal, think of it as like a little ladder. Somebody could climb up on it. So, taking, for example, a toddler could climb up that, get on top of the railing, and then, potentially fall over. So if there are horizontal railings, generally speaking, that's not something we're looking to offer coverage on, so prohibit with my markets. However, an easy fix, you throw some mesh in front of that so you can't use it as a step ladder, no problem. The carrier will accept that, no problem, as a response to the loss control if that was an item on there. Also, the same thing goes with the width. Even if they have vertical and they're more than 4 to 6 inches apart, throw that mesh on there and you've completed your loss control requirement for that. For that issue, if that was an issue on the loss control. Again, the condition of the building is really important. They're looking to see if there's any cracks or potholes or things like that in the sidewalks or the parking lots. Anything that potentially could cause a trip and fall hazard, the inspector is wanting to point out to help the insured, your building owner, mitigate and reduce the potential for there to be a loss against them. General liability losses are definitely becoming more predominantly. I've been seeing a lot of slip and fall type losses lately. Somebody tripped over a cracked concrete and, the reserve set at 50,000 plus, and it's been a few years because they're still going to court over the matter. So these types of things are things to, point out to your insured if you go out and visit to the property, just to help them help themselves to potentially limit any claims they may have. And then also we'd be looking for the appropriate life safety equipment. Are there fire extinguishers available? Are they currently tagged and properly mounted? That is a big one. We see that a lot on loss control. I would have to say that's probably one of the number one things that I get back on a loss control inspection is that's on there. So it's real simple. We have a person come out, a company comes out to our office every year. Honestly, they're here for like 5 minutes, don't even know they're here. They come, they check them, tag them, and then we're on to the next year. So it's a really easy thing, to find a company to get in contract with. It's not something that has to go through the fire department. There are plenty of companies out there that will do them. I've had people ask about that before. Smoke detectors, we are looking for those to be installed appropriately in each unit or building, depending on how many there needs to be. These do not have to be hardwired. You can order them on Amazon, go to Home Depot, pick them up, install them yourself. They just need to have a smoke detector in their building. So these are, just some things that we see. I just wanted to highlight some of the things that I come across a lot on our when we see inspections.